Good afternoon. Welcome to Carolyn Drums Presents. I am Carolyn Oakley, and I'm here with Dr. Matthews of Rainbow City Chiropractic here in Atlanta, Georgia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Carolyn, for having me here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, the reason why we're kind of smiling right before we got on camera here, I have to say to you guys, I saw the video, right? And I thought I was doing something really special. And you know, in hindsight, I was trying my best. I was a little nervous, but I really want to get the information out there. But after reviewing the first video, I do think we need to redo the quality of the video. The content was amazing. If you've watched it, you already know that. But I've just come to grips with the fact that I am not very good at videography services. So we are trying it again. And I am sure it will be amazing, and I had to get a lot of help, had a little bit of a learning curve, but we're here. And Dr. Matthews, let's just get straight into it. A lot of listeners and a lot of the people that follow me on Facebook have watched the video.
Okay.
But let's just do a brief recap of chiropractic medicine.
Absolutely. When I talk about chiropractic, and of course when I'm talking to a layperson, someone who has never heard the presentation or someone who has never experienced chiropractic, I always use this scenario, a power plant scenario, because even a fifth grader can understand chiropractic with this scenario that I'm about to tell you to explain chiropractic. Now, since we're in Georgia, and I know you have to have a power bill to have power and whatnot, so you have a Georgia power bill, I have a Georgia power bill, and somewhere in Georgia there's a main plant somewhere, and it's producing lots of energy and electricity, and it's sending that electricity out over power lines. You've seen those power lines when you're out there running or walking, getting your exercise in. You've seen power lines. Those power lines are held in place by giant utility poles or telephone poles. You've seen that also. So if we were in front of your house and a car were to hit the utility pole in front of your house, we know that's where the problem is, because that's where the car hit the utility pole. But the side effects of that accident would not be felt in the street. It would be felt where? In your house, in your apartment. True. So the radio, the TV, your laptop, all that stops working because of what happened on the street. Now, in the body, it's the same concept. And as I go down and bring up my spine here, okay, now, like I said, in the body, it's the same concept. This is somebody lying on their stomach, okay? So here's the butt bones right here, and then here is, let's go this way a little bit. Here's the butt bones right here. Here's the hip bones where you put your hands when you're mad at somebody. Here's the lower back right through here. And then as we get through here, here's the mid back. And then, of course, right through here is the neck area, okay? Now, as I bring the back of the head up to a position here. I'm sorry for the fumbling.
No, it's no worry.
Hold on. Okay. Now, as we bring the back of the head into the picture, here's the back of the head. So here's the brain, the Georgia power, producing that energy and electricity, sending it out over power lines called nerves, these yellow structures. These bones here that we just saw, these are the utility poles that hold these nerves in place. So if these bones get out of alignment, they're going to sit or compress on all of these neural structures in the area, okay? And so what does that mean? Out here in the soft tissue in the muscles is where you have your side effects. Pain, tenderness, soreness, numbness, tingling, headaches, all sorts of things that can wreak havoc on the spine are things like sitting in traffic, slips and falls, car accidents, working on your computer all day, being a new mother, raising kids, teaching kids, sleeping on the couch, bad posture. All those things can wreak havoc on the spine. As a chiropractor, what I do is I come in and I very gently move these bones back where they need to be. And that takes the pressure off of the nerves, and therefore out here in the soft tissue and the muscles, all of your signs and symptoms begin to subside, or they might go away altogether. Okay? And that's chiropractic in a nutshell.
Okay, wonderful. And you mentioned something as it relates to being on the job, and I know that you have a specialty here called the chaos.
The chaos, okay, and it's spelled THECAOS, the chaos, and you can run that all together or separate it, but the acronym chaos is Corporate America Office Syndrome. So the chaos is the Corporate America Office Syndrome, and it's a very real syndrome. I get a chuckle out of it, especially when I explain it to people and whatnot. And it's really, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. This is a very good spin off of the original office syndrome, okay, that dealt with a lot of, back in the 80s and 90s when corporate structure came about and whatnot. But now as technology has increased or has gotten better, technology has decreased. Things are much, much smaller. Yeah. So therefore, humans are still the same size. So now they're cramming their bodies to fit the lifestyle of modern technology. And that's when dealing with working with someone on a computer comes in. If you're working on a computer for longer than 4.7 hours per day, you are at risk for the chaos, the corporate America office syndrome. Now, there's 3 significant signs and symptoms that we tend to see on at least over 67% of our patients that come in with this condition or this syndrome. And basically, you don't have to have all 3 of them. You can have a mixture of them. You can have even one. You can have different ones as long as you're noticing these things in conjunction with you working on a computer. Now, you can also have pain and tenderness in the neck. You can have pain and tenderness that can cause headaches. You can have pain and tenderness at the top of the shoulders. You can have pain and tenderness between the shoulder blades, okay? And a lot of that has to do with improper ergonomics at a computer workstation throughout the day for that long period of time, and the body adapts to that. A lot of what we see is the shoulders being drawn towards the ears, okay? And that's the body's way of saying, hey, I'm tired, so it brings the shoulders closer to the neck to help support that neck and the head. So it tires out these muscles right alongside the shoulders right through here. I see a lot of that. And then because we're shrugging our shoulders, between our shoulder blades, those tiny muscles there are being exhausted. So some people want to just twist and they want to stretch because they feel that fatigue between the shoulder blades. And any of those symptoms you can have in any of a degree on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is the worst, 1 the best, 1 is the best. You should measure that. Anything above a 3, you really should see a chiropractor or come to Rainbow City Chiropractic, simply because we treat those with a very specific protocol that really does get about, we measured it at one point about 4 years ago, about 59% better as far as results. Okay, and that's at least 8 visits though. Okay, at least 8 visits. Chiropractic is not a wonder pill. Okay, it's natural medicine, so it naturally takes a little bit more time to take effect. It depends on your condition. Also, if you have let yourself go, so to speak, it might take some time to regain your health and get back into balance, which is what chiropractic is all about.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I made mention previously on the last video with regards to, I wouldn't say it's a miracle, but chiropractic medicine really helped me get to a better place. The right side of my body was semi-paralyzed, and as I told you before, I wasn't able to lift my right hand over my, in the air and whatnot, and things of that sort. And it took going to a chiropractor and taking the supplements and eating properly to really put my body back into alignment. Exactly.
And the one thing I will say to put emphasis on is that chiropractors are like the body mechanics between life and death. Okay, we help maintain the car. You know, your car's not as new as it used to be, and you know that from the time that you got it, that's your new car, to the time that you're driving it. You know, there's some wear and tear in there. And what do you have to do? You have to have preventative maintenance. You get the oil changed. Well, if you have a spine, even if you're not having certain pains, you need to have it adjusted at least once or twice a month, just for preventative maintenance purposes, to keep things at bay so that things that are this big don't turn out to get this big. Okay? So just like we take care of our cars and we use a body mechanic or a car mechanic, you should take care of your spine and use a spine mechanic, and that's the chiropractor.
Okay. Now, is there any reason why anyone should be nervous about going to see a chiropractor?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Any medical procedure, you should have concern, not necessarily nervousness, anticipation, because the unknown will bring about a nervous type energy. At a chiropractic office, what you're going to realize is that it's a very different experience than at an MD's office. I've been to an MD's office. I know how tense I am and whatnot. We're not bashing MDs or anything like that, but they deal more so with crises situations. And we don't want to walk in and be in anticipation of something being revealed in a crisis type situation. So blood pressure is usually higher and things of that nature. In the chiropractic office, it's a lot calmer situation. Our visit is totally different. We look at x-rays totally different than our medical counterparts. And we really look at the whole spine as one unit rather than breaking it down into your problem areas.
Yes. Understood. Well, I hope that, well, it's not even a hope. I know that we've covered a lot of great information.
Absolutely. Yes, we have.
And I thank you so much for allowing me to question you
Yeah.
about chiropractic medicine. We want to keep it light here, but we definitely want to get the word out because a lot of us are needing to get certain type of therapies in order to get to our next level. And you can't really be 110% if you're not taking care of your body. So you got to go see a body mechanic. You got to go work that out.
Rainbow City Chiropractic, 444 Highland Avenue Northeast, Suite 400, Atlanta, Georgia, 678-571-2595. Even if you're not in the area, call me as a consultation if you have questions about what's going on in your chiropractic office, and maybe you're not as comfortable as asking the chiropractor. Call and ask me, and you can have me as a consult.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for watching Curl and Drums Presents. Many blessings.
Yes.